This video will show you how to work with both GPS tagged and non-tagged photos in Lightroom's map module. It'll show you how to filter based on location and how to create a saved location to streamline your Google Map navigation. So let's start off with an image that has the GPS information. Now, I'm in the library module and I can tell it has GPS information associated with it because this little icon down here in the lower right hand corner. I can also tell because I'm looking under the metadata information and it has GPS data there. So when I click on this right arrow, I'm going to be taken right to where that photograph was taken. Now this was taken with an iPhone, so iPhones or many of the smartphone cameras have the capability to automatically apply GPS information. That's really useful. A lot of cameras don't have that capability, and I'm going to show you how to deal with cameras that don't in a second. But let me just show you how this is working. So this is the image, and it's associated now with this icon, this orange icon. Now, if you want to know what these different icons mean, you can select View and then Show Map Key, and it gives you a key to all the different icons that will appear at various times on your map. So right now we know that this is a selected photo. So let me close that because it's getting in my way. And notice how when I click on it or roll my mouse over it, it shows the picture. And if there were more than one picture associated with that, it would give a number there showing how many pictures are associated with that location, and I'd be able to see them as well. So if I want to zoom in to that location, I just go over here to the zoom bar and I can click and drag it over. I can just hit the plus and minus keys. And you can see that's a pretty close representation of where I was sitting during the game. Actually, I was over here more, but it's close enough. So that works really well when you have the GPS information already as part of a file. And if you look over here to the right, because I have kept the reverse geocoding option turned on in my preferences under Lightroom catalog settings, that would be edit catalog settings. Down here, I've kept the reverse geocoding on. Then this information, sublocation, city, state, province, that's all filled in now by Google Maps automatically. So what do we do when we have photographs that were taken with a camera that didn't have GPS capabilities? Let me open another collection over here. It's really nice to be able to go to a collection without having to go back into the library module. Okay, so let me open up this collection. These are all photographs that were taken in one spot in Spain. So there's no GPS information associated with these photographs, but I want to add that information because it's very useful for finding images based on just the location. So how do I do that? Well, I'm going to start up here in the location filter, and I'm going to type in the name of the place. I know that these photographs were taken. That was Soria, and that would be Spain. So I just simply type it in, hit the return key, and now I've been brought magically all across the world to Soria. And I can zoom in a little bit here if I want to and get closer to the location, or I can just keep it as a general location of Soria. If I want to, I could probably try to find the streets where these were taken, but it's pretty useful just to have it in the ballpark even. So anyway, this is the general area where the photographs were taken. I'm going to go down to the film strip. I'm going to make a selection of all. I just use Command or Control A. And then I'm going to click and drag those images to that location in Soria. And then I'm going to release. And look over here in the upper left-hand side. It's setting the GPS coordinates for 216 photographs that were all taken there. So I know that now all of these will have that really useful information associated with them. And it was that easy. Just click and drag it onto the map itself. So let me go ahead and show you how that's working now. Let's go down and just select one of the images. I'm going to deselect all of them and then select one. And you can see we have 216 images associated with that location. And I can move on through the different images. And if you look over to the right, not only do they have GPS coordinates, but they also have the city, the state, the country, and the country code because of the reverse geocoding that just happened. I can't say how cool this is and how easy it is and how nice it is to have all this information now associated with these image files. So now I'm going to show you how to create a saved location. I'm going to move over here to the left side panels. I'm going to click on the plus sign, and I'm going to just keep the name Soria because I want this to be a location that I can get to regardless of where I am on the map. So I'll keep this name Soria. Now, in terms of options here, I can change the radius. Right now, you see the circle, and I can slip this slider to the right, increase the radius, or decrease it. And as I do that, it'll incorporate more or less photographs that are associated with that location. And then right here, if I select private, you can see what it says. Photos inside private locations will have all location information removed from their metadata when they're exported. So this is a way of making sure that the information doesn't go out into the world if you want it to be private. You don't have to choose that. Okay, and once I've done that, I'll hit Create, and it'll show up here under Saved Locations. Now let me back off away from Soria. We'll now go over to the United States, and now we're working on the map over here, but let's say we quickly want to get to images that were taken in Soria. Click on that, and then hit this arrow on the right, and we're taken there automatically. You can make as many saved locations as you want. Okay, one more thing I want to show you, and this is another really cool feature. And it has to do with pictures that are taken with cameras that don't have GPS-enabled devices associated with them. You can make a track log. So what I use is an app for my iPhone called GPS Track. Now there's a lot of these different devices and apps that will create track logs. This is just one I found for my Apple iPhone that works just great. And what I do is I turn it on, and it works in the background. As long as it's tracking, it's creating a track log, and it doesn't take up much battery. And I can keep it in my pocket and walk around, and at the end of a day, just turn off the track log, and then I email the track log to myself. And let me show you what I do next. I come down here at the bottom part of the underneath the preview area, and I load the track log, and I navigate to it. It's right there, and I choose it. So you can see I have the track log has traced my route. But now I want to associate the route with the photographs I took on that route. And the photographs I took on the route are down here on the bottom, so I'll make a selection. And then I'm going to select Auto Tag 15 Selected Photographs. And you can see now it is coordinated the time that these photographs were taken with the time on the track log. And it helps if your camera and your track log, in this case my iPhone, are set to the same time. Then you'll get a lot more accuracy. And so now I can see that 2 photographs were taken at that location, and 4 photographs were taken at that location at the very top, and you can see that these photographs were taken at the very top of Telegraph Hill. And they're all tagged now, and it's just a fantastically easy way and very accurate way to get your images geotagged using a track log. So once the images are geotagged, we can find them based on just by looking at the map. We can also go into the library module, and let me go ahead and select all the photographs in this catalog. And if I choose a metadata library filter based on location, you can see I can search for photographs that were taken on Russian Hill, Telegraph Hill, any of those locations that are now associated with that image will then be a way to search and find images. It's really a great way to organize and then be able to retrieve images. So you can see search and retrieval really brings out the power of the map module in Lightroom. As your library gets larger and larger, the ability to search for a specific image by location, well, it's going to make your life a lot easier, not to mention fun.